So I'm Laurie Blakeman, and welcome to my fabulous constituency of Edmonton Centre.
All right. Yes, and we appreciate very much the chance to be here today and the fine work that everyone is doing on behalf of disabled workers across the province. We are trying in the legislature, and you are doing the work outside, and together we have to believe that we will make some progress sooner than later.
Look at how fast these guys are. So let me just say a couple things about what we know needs to change with the Workers' Compensation Board. First of all, let us start by saying that we understand the injustice that so many of the injured workers who are part of this group have suffered through over the many years. And we hear what you're telling us. We know that it's true. And we know that, that you have not been treated fairly. And I want to congratulate you for being here and continuing to work to make your situation, the situation of other injured workers in Alberta, better. And I want to tell you that we are with you in that struggle. There's such a long list of things that has to change with the Workers' Compensation Board. I could probably be here for an hour and go at great length about the many, many ways in which Alberta's Workers' Compensation Board functions solely as a means of providing cheap insurance to Alberta employers at the expense of the dignity and the health and the future of Alberta's workers. So we know that's how it works here in Alberta. We believe that you guys suffer the consequences of that day in and day out. So rather than talking about each policy that needs to change, let me just tell you what actually has to change. We need to change the government. The WCB functions the way it does because of the legislation under which it operates and because of the board that is appointed by the government. We change that, we start reinforcing and re-establishing, shall I say, the obligations of the Workers' Compensation Board to the injured workers and their families, who they should be serving. When we change that, everything else will flow from it. But I tell you, brothers and sisters, that it will not change under this government. It will only change with the new government. So as you do this work, as you talk to each other, as you talk to your friends, and as you raise awareness, remember, change happens at the ballot box. And we are there, and we have a long list of how we would change the Workers' Compensation Board to make it fair. And I won't spend all afternoon lecturing at you about that because I think you guys all know it pretty much as well as we do up here. But if you have more questions, we're certainly happy to pass that information on to you. So thank all of you for being here, and I'm sorry for being the most long-winded person up here. I know, it never shuts up. So I'm going to give the mic back to Dave and to Laurie so they can wrap up and talk about other things for at least as long. Thank you very much, and keep up the good work, everybody.
She's small, but she's got a lot of words packed into her. I just want to acknowledge the support of the union movement in what's happening here today, and the support of unions with injured workers generally. We all know that if you want a safer workspace, you want to work on a union site. But I think we also have to remember the amount of advocacy that the unions do on behalf of their members when somebody's injured. And I know that firsthand because my older brother Richard was badly injured when he fell off a very tall building. And if it hadn't been for his union going to bat for him over and over and over again, he just wouldn't have lived, and he certainly wouldn't have recovered as well as he did. So I want to acknowledge that, and please make sure as you go through life to say a good word for unions, because this province is really doing its utmost to get rid of them. And secondly, I want to back up on what Rachel's saying about changing government, that's all levels of government, folks. So when you're looking at the provincial election, the civic elections, and the federal elections, please look for progressive candidates. Please question them about their attitude and what they support for workers. Because you can elect an individual in a party that you don't like, and that individual can do a lot for you, or you can elect a party that does a lot for the workers' movement. But please be careful about who you elect, and work for people that are supportive of workers and our progressive candidates. So thanks for all the work that was done here today to bring us all together, and the opportunity to get up here, and thank you folks for continuing that fight on the outside while we work that fight on the inside. Thanks.
I think they used up all of the good ideas, so I will, in closing, just like to thank everyone who organized this today, and let's give a hand to everyone who provided the food and provided the time and the organization for this. It's very good. And just to reiterate and remind everyone that we are there for you. We're working very hard in the legislature, and it's a change that we're seeing coming, maybe a little bit slower than we thought, but there is a change in the wind, not just in Alberta, but right across this country. And if we all work together hard now, we will see the fruits of that labor, and we will see people treated in a more just and equitable manner, because that is the reason that government should be functioning. That's democracy at its best. And we know that everyone, regardless of their place in our society, deserves that equal and just treatment. So on behalf of the New Democrats, thank you very much, and we'll see you out there this summer. It's going to be fun. Thank you.
David Eggen, Rachel Notley, and Laurie Blakeman, thank you so much for showing up, guys.